how's everybody doing today?
Doing great, man.
Doing good. Good to see everybody. Hey, so we're going to pick up where we left off last class. So we were talking about Jamestown. Who were the people that settled Jamestown? What country was it? England, yes. England settled Jamestown in 1607. So we covered the joint stock companies, the charter, how they began their journey. All right. So big thing on this, we got to go over the negative conditions of Jamestown and the successes of Jamestown, and then that's going to lead us into our assignment for today. You're going to create your own settlement. So first thing, we're going to go over the negative conditions. So let's think about this. They're on the James River. What do you need in order to survive? What do you need?
Food and water.
All right, food and water. So we're looking at bad conditions of their water. What was wrong with their water, you think?
Like a swamp.
Yeah, so they lived in a swampy, marshy area, so they didn't have good water quality. So what do you think that dirty water caused when they drank it? Yeah, disease, okay? So let's put that up there. Disease from contaminated water. You had to boil it, you had to do all those different things to make sure it was clean. Next thing, what do you need to survive? We talked about water, what's another thing?
Food.
Food, okay, so food, they lacked food.
Because they couldn't plant seeds.
So if you're coming to a new world, what are you least likely going to know? The area. So you're not going to know what to grow and how to survive there. They got a swampy, marshy area, so they do a pretty bad job, and they don't know, hey, what can I grow here to survive? So lack of food has caused hunger. Make sense? All right. Next thing, we're talking about their workforce. Societies function on a strong workforce. What did they lack in the colony when they started off? What did the people not want to do?
Work.
Yeah, so people refused to work. Let's put settlers refused to work. That's where you see John Smith come in and say, yeah, those who will not work shall not eat. All right. Next thing. So what do we say that the area of the land was like? What do we say?
Swampy, marshy.
Yeah, swampy, marshy area. Swampy, marshy area. Does that make sense? Everybody good on this? The negative conditions. All right. So, big thing is, you got to know these conditions of Jamestown. This is why they were not successful originally. But a couple years later, they had to go through a bunch of different things. Who do you think helped them survive? Yeah, the natives. So the natives, even though they end up having bad blood eventually down the road, the natives kept them alive. So John Smith was one of those guys that worked with the natives, and they taught them survival skills and taught them different things that they can grow. So that's going to lead into, let me look at my nice arrow right there. It's going to lead into the successes of Jamestown. So success of Jamestown. Let's look at this. So we're talking about a bad area that they lived in. All right, they are close to the shore. They're along the James River. It's a swampy, marshy area. So what's one way that you could be successful if you're in a bad area? What do you have to do?
Relocate.
Yeah, relocate. So relocated. Inland to a better area. Make sense? All right, so pretty simple. Next thing, how are they going to deal with the people that don't want to work? Right here.
Food.
What'd you say? No food, what else? Yes, so threats. Yes. Threat of hanging. So they threatened these people and they said, hey, if you refuse to work, we're going to hang you. Threat of hanging. Do you think fear works in societies and make them do things that they possibly don't want to do?
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those things. It's not always the best thing, but it's a good option and it works. So that's what they did, and it actually worked. So the threat of hanging, everybody started to work. Next thing, what was that crop that they created? Well, not created, but started growing. What was it?
Tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco. So what did tobacco lead to their society? What did it do for the society? Let's talk about what.
Currency, right?
All right, so what is that? It starts with an E.
Exchange.
What'd you say? You say economy? Yes, economy. Everybody was stacking that paper. Growth of economy. So, let me switch this chalk. Sorry, people. So, growth of the economy. The creator of tobacco in the Americas. He found this strain from, he brought it from Brazil, and he worked with the natives to create this good strain that would be good in Jamestown. Does anybody know who the guy was? His name is John.
F. Kennedy.
John Rolfe. What'd you say?
John Elway.
John Elway. All right. Good quarterback. John Rolfe. Created tobacco in the colonies. All right, we got one more minute. So the big thing with him, he ended up marrying Pocahontas. He had a good relationship with the natives, with the tribes. They taught him all these skills so he could lead to success in the colonies. All right, so last thing we're going to do, we're going to start an assignment. What you're going to do, you're going to create your own settlement. I'll hand you out papers here in a second, but what you're going to do, you're going to create your own settlement. If you think about this whole thing, has anybody ever thought what would happen if we didn't settle in the east and say we settled in the west, or we settled in the north, or we settled in the south? Things could have been a lot different if they picked just a better area and they failed to do that off the bat. So honestly, for all of us to be here, it's kind of crazy that we are due to all the bad conditions, but they led to success. So what you're going to do, you're going to create your own successful settlement. You're going to talk about things that are going to, it'll be listed on that paper, things that you'll need as a society to be successful. All right, you can pick your own area that you want to pick. You can say, hey, I wanted to settle my place in Georgia. Tell me why Georgia would be a good spot. Bless you. Tell me why Georgia, Florida, maybe a different place in Virginia. Tell me why this place would be a good place for you to set up your society. You can name it too. No, it has to be the United States. Yeah, it has to be the United States. All right. Does anybody have any questions on this? So, what we're going to do when you come back from lunch, we're going to get started on this assignment. Does anybody have any questions? All righty. So we're going to do clap for understanding. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1 clap. All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. Perfect. Have a good lunch.